Yes. Let's go. This is the Luke Kidgell Hour, live from a hotel room in the worst place in Australia, Kidgell Avenue in Surfers Paradise on the Gold Coast. Woo! You gotta live longer, some things. Welcome to the podcast. I've been bringing the cough back lately. What can I say? Feels good. Hope you're all well. Hope those in lockdown hanging in there. Hope you're trucking along. You know what I hate lately? Trucks. In particularly, truck drivers. Stop ruining my life. I know it's not just me. They ruin other people's lives. Now, whenever you get the only places that don't have COVID, that get it, from truck drivers. This morning, woke up. My brother's like, oh, all your shows might be cancelled because one truck driver tested positive to COVID in Queensland. Yes! Woo! Lots of hard work, lots of effort, and then some bloke who eats sausage rolls and sweats in his seat all day gets COVID. Let's fucking go, ladies and gentlemen. So, pretty anti-truck driver right now. I understand they keep this world moving, all right? They keep this country running. But also, here's the problem with a truck driver getting COVID, right? Because they ate all that truck stop shit. I had a burger from a truck stop recently on the tour. Horrific. I couldn't taste it. And that's the problem. They don't even realize they have fucking COVID because they're used to not tasting anything they eat. Because all they eat is traveller pies. Not even 4 and 20. They eat like off-brand sausage rolls all day, every day. So there's not a taste bud left that's alive in their mouth. All their taste buds fucked off years ago. So they wouldn't even know. Like, oh, I can't smell anything. I can't smell my own farts today. So there's probably a truck driver listening to this now on the road, pretty offended. But, hey, mate, get your kind in line and stop coughing on each other, all right? It's bullshit. So if all my shows get cancelled, I'm going to be pretty off truck drivers for the foreseeable future. That's all I'm saying. You know, you can't be on everyone. Like, who else am I off? Oh, guys, I'm off. This is going to be a big call. I'm just fucking off homeless people. And you're probably thinking, look, that's a big call. Yeah, you shouldn't maybe come out and say I'm off homeless people. Not really off them in general, right? Just the ones on Kidgell Avenue in the Queensland. Now, look, this podcast has been going for a while. I've told many a tale that's occurred on this street. The first one was probably the 15-year-olds punching on over a McWrap outside the Macca's here on the Gold Coast. What a fan favourite story from the podcast. 2 15-year-olds throwing fists because someone else stole someone else's McWrap. Is there a better reason to punch on? I don't think so. Not that I've heard. So I'm driving down Kidgell Avenue and I'm on the phone to my parents, which is key. Now, the other key information to know is my parents are very lovely people and they don't swear. Right, obviously they know I swear, that they've seen my show, they know what I do, right? But around them, it's just we're one of those non-swearing families. I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons growing up, right? Until I was the age where I didn't want to watch The Simpsons anymore. I'm like, well, I don't hold any nostalgia to this show. Voila. So I come from that type of family. So I'm on the phone to my mum and dad. We're having a lovely chat. You know, they're beautiful people. They're far better people than I'll ever be. Right? They set the bar too high. I think that's what happened is, you know, they set the bar too high as people, so I never thought I could achieve that. So I just do this now. So I'm on the phone to them, and I'm driving like 20, 30K through Kidgell Avenue because that's the speed limit. And then I see this, what is clearly like a homeless guy with a few bags and stuff, and he looks blind from a distance because he's bashing a stick. You know, like their canes with the ball on the end? He's bashing a stick around in front of him. But I don't know if you've ever seen someone who is actually blind, and I say actually, because this man was not blind. Right? See, he wasn't. And I realized that because if you've seen an actual blind person navigate their way with a stick, they just lightly tap, you know, not causing a fuss, just seeing if there's any obstacles or any obstructions in the way of where they're walking, right? And they'll just slowly tap in front of them and almost glide it, like very smooth and very like just not bashing it on the ground. This guy was just bashing this stick in front of him, and he kind of had like one eye closed, which blind people don't close their eyes. He also wasn't wearing glasses either. So it was just like one eye closed, bashing this thing on the ground. And my first thought was like, oh, is this a blind guy on meth? Like, I've never seen a blind person just openly on drugs before. But I was like, maybe. I'm in surfers. There's a first time for everything. I was like, okay. So I kind of, I'll be honest, I tune out of what my mum's saying. Because, look, as interesting as my mum is, she's not as interesting as a blind guy on meth. And that's no disrespect to my mum. That's just a credit to how interesting a blind guy on meth is to watch, right? So this guy's fucking bashing around this stick. And then he's kind of about to walk up to the crossing where I'm driving through. Now, I had a green light, so I continue slowly because that is the law. When there's if you're not familiar with driving, green lights go, red is stop. Right? I know that system. Most pedestrians know that system. But I guess if you're blinded on meth, hey, you probably don't know that system. And then, as he got close to my car, I kind of see him make eye contact with me. You know when someone directly makes eye contact with you? You can tell when people are looking past you, looking vacantly in the distance. He locked eyes with me. Now, this was my first, I guess the first sign that I started to suspect this man is not blind. Probably. But he's still bashing his thing, right? And then he just blatantly walks out in front of my car. I slam on the brakes. I almost hit him, right? I'm so lucky I'm going 20 k's an hour. I'm crawling at this place. I slam on the brakes. I stop. And then he very clearly looks up at me, completely kind of like not... I don't know how to explain it. He looks right in my eye. And then I kind of realize he's not blind. So I go to him. I gesture with my arm. I go... Like, because then again, I'm still on the phone, but I go, ugh, and I gesture with my arm towards the green light, being like, hey, dude, light's green. Why'd you walk out in front of my car? Right? And he's clearly not blind because he looks at me, sees me gesture to the light, then looks up at the light and then goes, Arr! And then gives me the finger, right? And then quickly drops the act, puts the cane up under his arm, and then just waddles off, looking around now with both eyes open without the cane. And I yell, oh, you fucking idiot. While my mum's halfway through a story, she thinks I'm still listening, and all she's heard is me go, fucking idiot. Oh, dude, it was so good. And then, my mum goes, what? And I go, oh, sorry. There was a blind guy. Sorry, there was a homeless guy pretending to be blind who I think was on meth. And then my dad just pipes up and goes, are you on Kidgell? And I go, yeah. And he goes, yeah. Yeah, nah, it's must be good to be back. Dad just starts howling, laughing. But I think at first Mum and Dad both thought I called Mum a fucking idiot halfway through her story, which would have been uncalled for because it wasn't a story where it deserved insults. I think it was just a story about her going for a walk during lockdown, which would have been pretty rude. So that was a good one. It was just so funny, just like, I don't know why he was pretending to be blind, but he just completely dropped the act. Blatantly looked, which, like, if you gestured to someone who was legally blind, green light, they would just keep looking at you because they wouldn't be able to see you. Gesture towards the light. He looked at me, then looked at the light, and then gave me the finger, and then I realized he kind of got busted not being blind, and then just ditched the cane and waddled off. It was very funny. And then he's probably going to do that to the next person as well. That's the human equivalent of the seagull with one leg. Like, do you reckon he gets more tips being blind? Like, just bashing along the pavement, walking out in front of cars. Like, I couldn't see. It's a power move. You know what? At least he's got a gimmick. He's got a thing. Whereas some of the other people here, their gimmick is just yelling at tourists. So I think the blind thing's better than that. You know, at least I'm talking about it on a podcast. He's getting some press. Yeah, I also saw a homeless guy try to fight a Lamborghini the other day. 1 a.m., tried to punch on with a moving Lamborghini. Just kind of went past him, was like, oof, 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 and just kind of like hit the back. Would have fucked up his hand. But I guess it serves you right. If you are the type of poser that's driving an orange Lamborghini down Kidgell Avenue during the middle of winter in non-peak tourist season, what are you doing it for? Half the bars are closed. Like, unless you live here, I guess. But if you live here, what are you doing as well? Same thing. But that's awesome. So, yeah, pretty much off truck drivers. And now, because of that one guy, pretty off homeless people. However, if I see someone else homeless, like, feed a bird, I'll be back on board, Because it's rude to judge a whole group of people based on one person's actions. However, I'm pretty shallow. Now, what's next on the agenda? I've got a few things to talk about. We had a great suggestion of content from Damon. We were talking about bogan baby names recently. It was a couple of weeks ago now on the podcast, and this one got sent in. It was a list of the worst baby names ever. So we're not talking bogan baby names. Now, these are all legally registered names. Now, I don't know why baby names fascinate me so much. I just think it's the tattoo of the human world, except it's the equivalent. It's hard to get it removed once you call someone that. That's why shit names fascinate me. It's like when you see someone with a dragon on their asshole that they got in Thailand, and you're like, that's going to be hard to get removed, champion. And they go, oh yeah. It's that, but it's also the person's one. And it's kind of even ruder because the person doesn't even get a choice. It's like if your parents give you a fuck tattoo and there's nothing you can do about it. That's why I love shit baby names. Now, the first one on the list, because it's sorted by alphabetical order, is quite literally, and this is a real legally registered name somewhere in the world. There's 373 girls, in 2017, there were 373 girls that were called A, B, C, D, E. The first 5 letters of the alphabet. Do you know how confusing that would be when they go to school? A, B, C, D, E. And then they're like, yes. Oh, no, sorry, we were just doing the alphabet. Sorry, your parents are insane. Now I can't teach my class the fucking alphabet. How do you even pronounce that? Absidy? Absidy. Is it absidy? It sounds like abstinence. Or like absidy. Oh my God. Another one was alphabet A. That's the worst. Here's a good one. I'm just going through alphabetical order, and I'll just read out some of my highlights. Some we will comment on. Some I'll just probably read, laugh, and then move on. But let's go on a journey of how dumb adults are. Arson. That's a name. Arson. Bacardi. That should have been on the bogan baby name list. Banana. That one's just annoying. Imagine having to be like, hey, banana, come here. Everyone be like, are you high? You talking of fucking fruit right now, bro? No. My friends name their kid Banana, and I have to now live with that. And I'm not even related to this fucking yellow. I'm assuming it's a yellow piece of fruit looking baby. You have to be tall and bendy if you're going to be called that. Brick. Don't call your kid Brick. Burger is a name someone called their kid. Yep, because of course it is. Custard, denim. These are just words. That's like someone's actually just looked at like, they go, oh, let's call it drink bottle. What? Can you, as if you can do that. Here's one. Drug. One, oh my God. In 1847, someone decided to name their child Drug. How can you grow up and aspire to do anything else? ESPN, Fanta, Felony, Gassy, God's Masterpiece. Oh my God. That's the most egotistical name I've ever heard in my life. God's Masterpiece. Jesus Christ. Hashtag nope. Imagine calling your kid TikTok. I bet you there's a kid not called TikTok. See, I say that as a joke. And then you check. Oh my God, ISIS. I know someone called ISIS. Right? That's an unlucky name. You know, I also knew a kid named Will Smith. I've talked about this on the podcast, but he was called that pre-Will Smith fame. There was another kid in our local area called Harry Potter. But I was born in 96. That book came out in 99. Unlucky as hell. Really unlucky if your last name was Potter and you think you've gone with a common, nice young boy's name, Harry. Suck it. Have a shitty life for the rest of your life as you walk down the street and people yell Expelliarmus at you. That would suck. Yeah, but ISIS is a rough one as well. I know a girl named ISIS. She's lovely. You know, she's not part of any terrorist organizations whatsoever. But she goes, my name's ISIS. And people go, wow, you've got a pretty explosive personality. And she goes, ha, cool. And that sucks. And I'm so glad I'm called Luke. I'm really glad my parents just went with Luke, you know, instead of God's masterpiece or Kale. Kale's one. I'm only up to K. Oh, get the fuck out of here. I'm up to L. This one's lasagna. That's pretty good. That's actually a pretty good name. Just like, imagine how munted that baby must have looked. If you're like, you just birthed it, it's just covered in shit. Looks like there's layers of shit everywhere. And there's clearly the dad. I reckon, like, that's awesome. Some, like, Italian dad's like, lasagna. My boob. Oh, that's awesome. Just put parmesan on him. What a fucking treat. Netflix, get the fuck out of here. What? Babies? Oh, my God. Popeye, that's not that bad. Rolexus, we talked about that one last week. Jesus Christ. Stalin, oh, that's not good. Tesla, really? You called your kid after an electronic car? I feel like that would give your kid autism. Just like calling it a robot name, turning it into AI from the start. The kid doesn't have a bloody chance. Toady, Uncle Sam, Window, Yogi. Oh, what? Oh my God, this is the best one. Someone, this according to this article, someone in New Zealand named their baby number 16 bus shelter. You know, 100% that was where it was conceived. Abso-fucking-lutely. What should we name him? Oh, what was the bus shelter we did roots at? Number 16. Yeah, right. The doctor just hands him a clipboard. Number 16 bus shelter. She's like, no, the name. He's like, oh, fuck it. Isn't that awesome? Number 16 bus shelter. You have to live with that. That's really rude. That's so rude to the kid. What do you even nickname that person? Shit rent. Maybe that. You got shit parents, bro. You maybe just call him orphan. Because in his brain, he probably doesn't want to know who his parents are. Just like nickname him Orphy or something like that. What's up, adopted? Probably. Jesus Christ. Number 16 bus shelter. The school roll. Jimmy, here. Caden, here. Luke, here. I got a manly voice. Number 16 bus shelter. Not here. Where is he? Probably trying to fucking dig his own grave and bury himself in it. Probably doing that. Is that a girl or a boy name? I reckon it's a boy name for some reason. That just stinks of a boy name. Doesn't say though. That's insane. They must have changed their name by now. Can we look that up? Is there like a list of names where you can like... Someone search it up on Facebook if they made their Facebook name that. That's incredible. I want to find out who this person is and do an interview with them on the show. That'd be incredible. Today's episode is also sponsored by Manscaped. That is right. Get yourself the Lawnmower 4.0 for your disheveled ballsack, boys. It's almost Father's Day. You've probably missed out. You know what? If you're listening to this, let's be honest, and you forgot it was Father's Day, it's too late. But if you want to get your dad a late present, say if you're like, oh shit, I know what to get him. Trim up that dick of his. You know, I know it's not something you want to be thinking about, but your mum might be thankful, your stepmum, who knows, all right? It's none of my business. But what is, my business is I'm giving you guys great ballsack hair remover recommendations. I'm in the business of that. That's for sure. So go to manscaped.com, use code BASIC, and get 20% off and free shipping, all thanks to me, but mainly Manscaped. But I'm happy to take the credit from them. Support the brands that support the show. It's seriously a great ball hair shaver, and a lot of hole recommendations as well. A few of the Luke and Lewis boys, that they've all got the shavers as well, and Keelan, he pretty much shaves everything. That man looks like an eel at the moment. He shaves his arms, legs. He just does it for fun at this point. I'm worried that he's going to get so bored and shave his eyebrows, but it's such a good trimmer that it actually is fun to use. It's I can tell you, I use it. It's good fun. I was shaving my titties the other day. Probably could go to another reshave, and you know what? I'm excited because it's just bit of fun. You get in the bathroom, you just start, and it just comes off like that. So anyway, manscaped.com, use code BASIC, and I would highly recommend. Get on it. Great. Back to the episode. Now, guys, I'm garbage, right? We all know that. I'm a bit what they call trash. White trash. That's what I am. And a new movie came out on Netflix during the week starring Addison Rae. I forget what it's called. It had a forgettable name. It had a forgettable everything. Forgettable cast. Meg was kind of laughing about it, watching the trailer. She's like, dude, this looks awful. You got to watch this shit with me. Now, I love poo. That's all really we all want. That's why TikTok's so popular. That's why Australian television is going downhill. Actually, you'd think it'd be having a bit of a revival, how shit it is. But people just want a bit of homemade, homegrown poo. And that's all we want as entertainment. You don't even have to make things good. You have to just make things unintentionally bad, and people will watch it. And I watched this movie starring Addison Rae, and it just made me feel bad for everyone trying to be an actor or an actress. There's all these people like, oh, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be an actor. And they go, oh, I'm going to go study at NIDA or at WAPA or, I don't know what the American schools are called, but like at all these prestigious schools, I'm going to spend $40,000. Idiots. Fools. Pick up your fucking phone and start dancing, dude. Because they don't want someone who's good. If they wanted someone who's good, they wouldn't be making movies like that. What was it called? He's All That? Or She's All That? I don't know. It was called something like that. Dude, Addison Rae straight up can't act. Now, and that's fine. She shouldn't be able to. You know why? And you know why it doesn't matter that she cannot act? She's not an actress. She dances on TikTok. So my thinking would be, right, if they want it, they clearly didn't want that. They didn't want someone who could act. So therefore, why would you try and be an actor? They don't want people who can act. Dude, I was in an ad, right? And all the people, I was I was the lead. You know what I mean? I'm a bloody lead. Yes, whatever. I'm a big deal. If you missed that episode of the podcast, I'm a big deal now. I've been in an ad. I'm not sure if it's aired or been edited yet, but you might see it around, right? I'm a big fucking deal. All the extras all went to acting school. Oh, they're just in the background pretending to have beers. Your boy, who bloody got out his phone and started ticking on the talk, who cannot act, right? Hey, that's me. I'm not talented, right? Him, me, white trash here. Lead role, motherfucker. Lead role. Sorry. I'm the Addison Rae of Australian underwear advertisements. You don't need no talent, dude. They clearly didn't want talent. They just wanted eyes. They wanted eyes on that screen, dude. They wanted people to be like, I trust what Luke Kidgell says about this product. I'll be honest, I'm not sure what they were going for because I'm not going to pull eyes either. That was that was probably a bad error of judgment from the people casting that. But the best part of this whole movie was it gets right towards the end, and Meg and I are just like laughing throughout, going, "This is terrible." The story didn't even make sense. There's like kind of Disney-ish type feel movies. It's like a love story. They just skip over massive plot holes. There's inconsistencies in the shots. Like there's continuity errors all throughout it. Like they'll be standing on one side and then it'll switch to the other side and they've just completely moved positions. One of those types of films gets to the end and there's been a bit of silence. I just rip the loudest fart. Like I just rip an absolute beast of a thing that I've been brewing throughout this film. And then I then make the best call that I've ever made in my entire life. Meg pauses the movie, looks at me in disgust, and I go, "What?" My asshole was reviewing the film. Now, if that isn't one of Luke's greatest calls, I don't know what is. You make a better call than that. Oh, Luke, that's not. You do better. I dare you. Good luck. All right. Good luck indeed. That's one of the hottest calls I've ever made. In the moment, improv to fart, then improv to sweet bird on the film to do with the fart. I'm the improv king. My arsehole's even good at improv. You wish. Yeah, all these people going to acting schools. I want to be like Addison Rae in a movie. Let me know when your asshole is improving. Then you might be a chance at the big leagues. Until then, don't call me. Fuck you. Yeah, I feel so bad. When I watch shit like that on Netflix, I feel so bad for people who want to work hard and be good at something. Because that's not what the industry wants. They just want someone who can pull in 1 million 12-year-olds to watch it on Netflix, no matter how shit they are at their job. So I would actually recommend that. If you want to be successful in any field, start shaking your hips right now. Guy, girl, start going to the gym. Just start being hot, because otherwise the world will treat you with disrespect. All right. Otherwise you'll be like barista number 3 who goes, "Ugh," and then like spills coffee all over Addison Rae. She's like, "Oh no, the coffee." That was like actually a scene where like she was pretending to be sad. Actually, what was that scene, Meg, where we couldn't even get... The acting was so bad, we couldn't pretend. Like, you know how the actors are supposed to portray confusion, and you as the viewer are supposed to be like, "Oh, they're confused about this situation," or "Oh, they're angry," or "Oh, they're sad," because they're acting sad. There were some scenes where I turned to Meg. It was like supposed to be a sad scene, but I thought they were supposed to be like showing that they had autism or something. I actually thought they were supposed to be showing that like they were socially awkward to each other. I thought that was like the point. I'm not making a joke. I thought that was the point of the scene, was to show that these two characters are socially awkward. And then it gets like right towards the end of the scene, I realized I'm supposed to feel sad for one of them, and that just wasn't portrayed at all, like in the slightest. They were like, "Oh, my dad is in here," and she was like, "Oh no, that's not good." And he was like, "Yeah, it's been tough." That was the line for line. That was like, yeah, he was like, "My dad died," and she just goes, "Okay." My dad died. That's what I thought. Maybe it was like a comedy. I didn't really get it. It was so confusing. The guy was like, "My dad died," and she's like, "Ah." It was awesome. I'd recommend watching it. Really funny stuff. So anyway, yeah, my butt made a pretty good call. I like that I wrote that down in my podcast notes. I'm like, I just wrote down asshole improv during Addison Rae movie. Man, I was like the saddest unit the other night, just walking down Cavill Avenue, right? So it was like 1 a.m. It was like the night we got here. We didn't have dinner. We hadn't been shopping yet. So I had to go to like a convenience store to get milk and bread for the next morning. And then I was like, oh, I haven't really had dinner. So we like stopped by this dirty kebab shop on Cavill to get something to eat. And the guy was like, oh, like, 'cause, you know, it was a night out. I think it was a Sunday night. So everyone was like, oh, yeah, like, there's people out and about, drunk people everywhere, stumbling over each other, you know, homeless people trying to fight Lamborghinis. And this guy was like, oh, where are you guys headed? And I'm standing there in trackies, thongs, holding 2 liters of milk with bread in the other hand. And I was just like, home, dude. What? And he's like, oh, you're not going out after this? Nah, man, I wasn't going to go out with my 2 liters of milk, hit the club, mix it with some Baileys. Woo! Which then made, I walked away. I was like, that was weird that he thought I was going out. And then I started thinking about it. That means someone else one time has had 2 liters of milk in their hand and been like, going to the strippers, bro. Gonna kick on with this milk. Isn't that, what an insane assumption to see a guy clearly packing it in for the evening. I'm like, dude, I haven't been out. I'm wearing trackies and thongs. I'm not like between establishments getting a kebab. I am between convenience store and hotel right now. I don't know if it was bad observational skills or the fact that he just sees so much crazy shit on this street all the time that he's like, it wouldn't be that ridiculous for him to kick on with 2 liters of milk. Because I don't know, where I come from, that'd be crazy. I've never seen in the club, you know, someone's got that milk. Just like, yeah, man, I support the farmers. You! Full cream, motherfucker. So yeah, that was crazy. So it's good to be back on the Goldie. Man, I'm looking outside and these all week they've had people painting the building. So these guys, they got the tiniest little ropes. I put it on my Instagram story during the week. You could literally I was thinking about this. What about if you just threw a ninja disc out and it would just cut through the ropes and they would just fall. They're just on the side of the building, if you look up, just painting all day on these tiny little ropes. There's no like, I don't know what I thought. There's no cherry picker that goes up like 40 stories. So I don't know why I thought they would not be in that, but it's crazy. And we were in the elevator the other day and one of the guys was there who was just covered in paint. And I was like, are you one of the blokes on the outside? He's like, yep. And Meg's like, oh, you didn't get paid enough. And he goes, yeah, it is what it is. He goes, it's better than a real job. I'm like, dude, I'm about to go record a cameo because it's someone's birthday and then make a TikTok. And you're going like, yep, painting 40 stories up all day for 10 hours is not a real job. That's him going, pretty thankful I don't have to bloody be in an office cubicle. Instead, I have to be 100 meters up risking my life painting in the heat for 10 hours a day. Thank God I don't have a real job. I'm about to go in and be like, hey guys, swipe up. I'm going to be on the sunny coast this weekend. Gold Coast, I'm going to talk shit for an hour. Come pay me to do that. Great. Thank you so much. Bye. It was awesome. Very funny. Oh, I don't have a real job. That's the realest job I've seen in ages. I see people in work, working less hard in office jobs than these blokes are working this week. Every day I just go out the balcony, look up, and they're still painting away. And it's a big building. It's going to take them weeks. It's incredible. Good on them. The fact that they feel lucky to do that really gives you some perspective. I was like a bit stressed the other day, and then I looked outside and I saw the ropes just going over my balcony, and I was like, yeah, okay, I should probably just keep working because I don't want to be on the side of the building, to be honest. Good luck to him, though. He's happy. He likes it. I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I'm terrified of heights. I can't even go on the giant drop without shitting myself, So I don't know how I'd go on the side of a building. Meg, we get here the first time. Meg's like, I think they must do abseiling down the building. And I was like, there's no way that they offer abseiling down like an apartment complex with like glass balconies. They probably do abseiling. It's awesome. So, come see me on tour. I hope my rest of my tour doesn't get affected because of this one truck driver thing. Fingers crossed. On the weekend, it's going to be, depending on when this comes out, it's going to be Gold Coast Friday, Brisbane Saturday and Sunday. There'll be still tickets left to the Sunday show probably. It's going to be awesome. Some of them have already sold out. Doing 3 500-seaters, my dudes. That's insane. So I appreciate that. And then hopefully heading to Adelaide and then Tassie. We've just added more shows in Launceston and Hobart. I would love to see there. Hopefully it does not get affected. Hopefully I can still come into Tasmania. However, obviously there is still the chance that they will lock out people coming from Queensland if more cases happen here, which is not very epic. That's not very lit, and it is not very cool. And that's about it. I don't think I have anything else to discuss. Isn't that crazy that my biggest thing that happened during the week was doing a fart during an Addison Rae film? That shows you the kind of week I have. I've honestly just been working like 14-hour days, and it's been a bit of fun. Man, the Toowoomba shows ripped last weekend. Those shows were awesome. I appreciate everyone for coming out. That was a bit of fun. Yeah, I don't really have any good stories because I've just been working. Like, it's so frustrating when I think most people think it's a holiday. Like, oh, Luke just travels around. And it's like, yeah, I get to look at a beach from a balcony, but I haven't got a chance to go to it yet. But it looks nice. It's fun watching other people have fun, I guess. You're like, oh, this guy just caught a wave surfing. If I could do that, that would be cool. And then I was like, oh, no. I got 13 emails to reply to. Yes. Yes. But I'm hoping to have a couple of weeks off after the tour. The plan was to chill and go to WA for a bit and perhaps try and catch the grand final if the D's make it. But who knows what's going to happen now. It's one day at a time. We love that here. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Bit of a shorter ep today. LukeKidgell.com for tickets, and have a good week. In lockdown or not in lockdown or whatever you're doing. Great. Goodbye.
Somewhere on the scene, it got a little longer, so it seems. I burned out, so to speak.